The school hallway was quiet, only the sound of shoes on the floor could be heard. Students were slowly walking to their classrooms. It was the last day of school. Arif stood near the window. He looked outside at the big playground. The sun was shining, but his heart felt heavy. He was not ready to say goodbye. For Arif, school was like a second home. He had spent 12 years here. Every wall, every bench held a memory. Today, it all felt like a dream. His best friend, Mina, came running. "Are you crying?" she asked with a smile. "No," Arif said, wiping his eyes quickly. "I just have dust in my eye." Mina laughed and handed him a paper. It was a photo of their class trip. Everyone was smiling in the picture. They both stared at it for a while. "Can you believe this is it?" Mina said. "We won't hear the bell again after today." Arif nodded, trying not to cry. The final bell felt like the end of a story. Did I end class? The teacher looked emotional. She had taught them since they were little. "You all have grown so much," she said. "I'm proud of you." The students clapped and cheered, but some had tears in their eyes. Even the strong ones were quiet today. The air was full of feelings. After the last class, everyone went outside. They took selfies and hugged each other. Some laughed, some cried. It was a mix of joy and sadness. Arif found a quiet spot under a tree. He sat down and looked at the school building. His heart was full of memories. He wished time could stop for a moment. Mina joined him under the tree. "Remember our first day here?" she asked. "You cried when your mom left." Arif smiled. "And you gave me your chocolate." They talked about old stories and games, how they got lost during the field trip, how they built a secret club, and how they almost got caught. The school bell rang one last time. It was loud and clear, but this time, it felt different. It was not calling them in, it was saying goodbye. Arif stood up and looked around. Everyone was walking toward the gate. He took one last look at the school. Then, he smiled. "This is not the end," he said. "It's just the start of a new chapter." Mina nodded. "Yes. We will always have these memories." They walked out, hand in hand. The gate closed slowly behind them. The sound of the last bell still echoed. It was a goodbye, but also a promise. School life had ended, but the memories would stay forever. The sun was slowly going down. Arif and Mina walked down the road. They didn't speak much at first. They were both lost in thought. "I can't believe it's really over," Mina said softly. Arif nodded, kicking a small stone. "I thought I'd be happy today," he replied, "but I just feel empty." They passed by the tea shop near the school. The shop owner smiled and waved. "You two leaving school now?" he asked. "Yes," Arif said, trying to smile. The man poured them 2 cups of tea. "On the house," he said kindly. "I've watched you grow up here. You'll do great in life." They thanked him and sat on a bench. The tea was warm and sweet. It reminded them of study breaks and rainy days. Everything was changing so fast. A small boy walked past in a school uniform. He looked nervous, holding his mother's hand. "That was us once," Mina said. "Now we're the ones leaving." Arif pulled out his phone. He opened a folder full of school photos. There were pictures of projects, trips, and sports days. Each one told a story. "Look at this," he showed Mina a picture. They were both covered in paint. "That was the art day," she laughed. "You spilled blue paint on the teacher's shoe." They both laughed for a while. It felt good to remember the fun times. Their laughter felt like the old days, like school wasn't over yet. Later that evening, they reached Mina's house. "Come in for a while?" she asked. Arif agreed, and they sat in the living room. Mina's mom brought them snacks. "Last day of school, huh?" her mom said. She gave them each a hug. "Time flies so fast," she added. Mina leaned on her mother's shoulder. They watched a video from their farewell party. Everyone was dancing and laughing. Even the teachers joined in. The room was filled with smiles. When the video ended, the room went quiet. Arif looked at the clock. "I should go now," he said. Mina walked him to the door. "Let's never forget these days," she whispered. Arif smiled. "I won't." They hugged tightly, just for a moment. Then he turned and walked away. At home, Arif's room was full of books. His uniform hung neatly on the chair. He sat on his bed, thinking. Tomorrow, there would be no school. He picked up his diary and wrote. Today, the last bell rang. It was not just an end, it was also a new beginning. That night, he couldn't sleep. His mind was full of faces and voices, friends, teachers, classrooms, laughter. He wished he could live it all again. The next morning felt strange, no rush to get ready for school, no waiting for the school bus, just silence and memories. His phone buzzed. It was a message from Mina. "Meet me at the old library." It read. Arif quickly got dressed. They met outside the locked library. "It's closed today," Arif said. "I know," Mina smiled, "but I brought the keys." Her uncle worked at the school. He gave her the keys for one last visit. They opened the doors slowly. Dust danced in the sunlight. They walked through the shelves quietly. Every corner had a story. "This is where we hid during tests," Mina laughed, Arif chuckled, "and where we read comics." In the back corner, they found a small box. It was full of old notes and drawings. "Look. Our secret club folder." Mina gasped. They sat on the floor and opened it. There were badges they made with paper, funny rules like no homework talk. They laughed until their eyes watered. It was like being kids again. As they left the library, Arif looked back. He placed a note on the table. It read, "Thank you, for everything." Then he quietly closed the door.